Hello everyone, my name is Journey and welcome to Love Qualified, a ministry that is dedicated to encouraging others to experience the sovereign love of the one true God who has qualified us to be his beloved ones. I'm a contemporary Christian romance author. I have published 3 romance books and 2 devotionals. Today I'm going to be telling you guys about how you can also self-publish your own book. So I have been self-publishing all my books since 2018. I self-published my first book, which is the poetry devotional Outpourings of a Beloved Heart. Self-published that in 2018, and also my novels as well. The first one I self-published in 2021, and obviously the last one was last year, 2023, but I have another one coming up 24th of September, which is going to be my 4th contemporary Christian romance book. And I have dabbled in the world of self-publishing now, and I believe that I have learned a lot over the last few years. And here are some tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys that is going to hopefully help you to self-publish your book. I wish that when I was starting out in 2018 that I had these tips as well with me, so I hope that they help you. The first tip, obviously the first step to self-publishing your book, is obviously to finish your first draft. Now that I did a previous video all about how you can write your book, how you can finally finish your first draft. So if you want to know a bit more detail about that, then I'll leave the link to that video up here. So if you've got a first draft, is all completed, the next thing you want to do or you want to think about is your marketing plan. Now I'm bringing this up because when you decide to self-publish, you are becoming the publisher of your own books, and you have to treat this as a business. So self-publishing is an actual business, and like any other business, you need to have a marketing plan. You need to sit down and think about the ways you're going to drive book sales, the way that you're going to find your ideal readers, the ways you're going to raise awareness for your book. So that's something that you should definitely think about. If you're not sure about different strategies or ways that you can market your books, I did a whole video talking about all the different ways that you can market your book as an indie author, and I'll leave the link in the cards up here. The next step that you want to think about after finishing your first draft is self-editing. Now, some people, when they finish their first draft, they just send it off to people to read and give them feedback. But what I like to do, especially with my novels, is to actually go through it again. So I usually read through it, I write notes, and then I go through it again, and then I do some self-edits myself. So I do developmental edits, which are like big picture edits, tackling the themes and all of that stuff. Then I go through and do line edits, where it's like line by line, correcting grammar and things like that. Then there's copy editing, and I use a program called Writing Aid, which is kind of similar to line editing, but they do have their differences. And then you also have proofreading as well, but I usually use Writing Aid for all of that. So it will be useful to just go through it once yourself before going on to the next step, which is beta readers. Now, the next step I'm going to talk about is beta readers. Some people might skip this step altogether, but I think it's quite important. I use it especially for my novels. I have to make sure that I find readers. Some of my beta readers are a mix of readers and writers, and I just get some feedback, somebody else to just look in, somebody that's not me. Because a lot of times when we write our stories, it can be very easy for us to not know how to change it, not know how to implement feedback or make it better or make the plot stronger. So it's usually good to get somebody else to read it. Some beta readers do it for free. If you have a lot of author friends or reader friends who are keen to read your book and give you feedback, you can be able to do that. If not, there are people who offer paid services as well out there, and they can be able to beta read for you and give you critical feedback so that you can make your story stronger. The next step obviously would be then to implement this beta reader feedback, make sure that you are able to make the story stronger, and get it ready to send to your professional editor. So in order to find a professional editor, there's lots of ways that you can find a professional editor. I found mine on social media, so on Instagram. Other people go on places like Fiverr. Some other people might know people, or you can speak to other authors or readers. Check books dedications as well. Some people might write, give a shout out to their editors and things like that, or just search up online for editors, and just make sure that you get professional eyes on your book, because it's very important. Because it's a product that you're putting out there, it's very important that you make sure that it's the best quality. Some people skip developmental edits with their with their editors altogether, especially if they've had beta readers. But again, I still go through, I always do developmental edits with my editor. So there's the different types of editing. Developmental edits, which is, structural edits or content edits like other people call it. And like I mentioned before, the other ones would be line editing, copy editing, and proofreading. So some editors do proofreading as well, but for some other people, they might need to hire a proofreader separately. So those are all things that you need to think about. The next step is obviously to think about your cover design. A cover is very, very, very important tool, very important marketing strategy. If you miss it with your cover, you might miss out on a lot of potential readers. So I would say do your research, look at the other covers in your genre, make sure that your cover concept or your cover design blends in with the other covers in your genre. Make sure that the colors, the themes, the lighting, that whatever you're using, the font matches with your genre, so that it will be able to tell a story even before the readers go on to read the blurb and things like that. So it's important. I always say encourage people to get a professional cover designer, but if you have the design skills, you can be able to do it yourself. Obviously make sure that you do your research before you're doing your cover yourself. The next step that you want to think about is formatting. So after you've finished self-editing the book, you've sent it to a professional editor, you've done all your proofreading, all of that, it's important to be able to take that manuscript and change it into a file that you'd be able to upload it to the different print-on-demand platforms. Now with formatting, you need to think about formatting the ebooks, you need to think about formatting the paperback. So if you want just an ebook, you can do just an ebook formatting and upload that to all the print-on-demand platforms, which I'm going to talk about in the next step. But if you want paperbacks as well, you need to make sure that you format the right files. You can either hire a formatter, you can do it yourself on Word, there's lots of tutorials out there, or you can buy a formatting software and do it yourself, which is a lot easier. I use Vellum. It was a one-time payment and it's so easy. It formats both for ebooks and paperbacks. So those are things that you need to think about as well. The next step is to think about the print-on-demand platforms that you want to make your books available on. So obviously Amazon is the biggest print-on-demand platform out there. So print-on-demand meaning that you don't have to have like lots and lots of copies in your house and then when somebody orders and you can ship it to them. No, people just go on that print on demand platform and they order the book directly, and that print on demand platform will be able to send the book to them directly. You don't have to deal with that. They send you your own royalties from the book sale. So they're only going to print the book when an order is made. So you're not going to have to be keeping lots and lots of books lying around your house. But Amazon is not the only print on demand platform. You've got Draft to Digital as well. You've got Barnes & Noble. You've got Ingram Spark. You need to decide whether you want to be exclusive to Amazon, to have your ebooks only on Amazon and nowhere else, or if you want to be a wide author, so you want to have your books available on lots of different platforms. In that case, you might want to use Draft to Digital because they distribute to places like Apple Books, Kobo, Scribd or Everand, Nook and places like that. Or you might want to go direct on these different platforms. These are all things that you need to think about. When it comes to print on demand platforms as well, another thing that you need to think about is ISBNs. Now, some countries you might have to pay for an ISBN, but other countries it's free. If you're going to be exclusive to a certain platform, for example, Amazon, then you don't need to have your own ISBN. But as a self-publisher or as an indie author, it's usually better to have your own ISBN, just so that it's going to be your own product that's going to be registered to your imprint rather than being under the print on demand platform. If you don't know what ISBNs are, then I would suggest that you do research it a lot more and just make sure whether you need to pay for that or not. Once you've decided which print on demand platforms you want to use, the next step would be to upload your files onto these platforms. So you've already formatted them, you've downloaded and generated the files that you need, whether it's an EPUB file or a PDF, then you just need to upload on these platforms. There's lots of tutorials out there on how to upload your books, so they're usually quite straightforward. Or if you are not able to, I would say just watch lots of tutorials or get somebody to help you as well to do that. The next step I would say is a very important step is to set up your author profile on these print on demand platforms, because I think it's very important that readers would be able to read a bit more about you, know how to contact you, know your website, know how to subscribe to your mailing list and things like that. So that's a step that some people might not think is important, but I think it's very important. So don't forget to set up your author profile. And then once you're ready and you're happy with the way things are, the next thing you just need to do is click publish. It's as simple as that. So I know all the steps from before that sounds very complicated, but the actual uploading and publishing the book itself is not complicated at all. So yeah, you just literally need to click publish, and then you have processing time. If the print on demand platforms have issues with your files, they usually let you know, and then you can fix these issues and re-upload, and then they would be able to sort it out for you. And then the next step, very important, is marketing. Marketing doesn't only start after your book is published. It can start anytime, even when you're writing. I did a whole video all about how to market your book as an indie author, giving you lots of different ideas that you can do that. So if you're not sure about how to raise awareness for your book and drive book sales, I would encourage you to check out this video that's on the screen. If you need a lot of help with just writing your book, or you need somebody to sort of coach you through it in terms of going through the self-publishing world, and also in terms of marketing, especially social media marketing, then I do offer one-on-one coaching sessions. You can find the link to sign up for that in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a lovely day, and God bless you. Mwah. Bye.